You think Twitter's old hat? Think again. If some of the biggest celebrities in the world are on it, so maybe you should too. Welcome to Weekly Marketing Thoughts with CTG Intelligence, your weekly look at marketing, PR, business development for your business and your career. Please hit that thumbs up button below and subscribe for content just like this. This week, we're basically taking a step back. We're not talking about TikTok. I'm sure we could do it, and it's great for some things, but we're talking about Twitter. I know you think, it's something from the past, or maybe something from someone else's past. And also, as a security professional, do you want to put loads of comments and thoughts out there forever? You can get into some pretty hot water with tweets, can't you? But actually, there's a massive amount of people, both on the physical and the cyber side, just waiting to interact with you. If you're already there and you're interacting with us on Twitter, you don't need to read this. This isn't for you. This is for the person who's looked at Twitter and has thought, I just don't get it. What are they on about? Fundamentally, Twitter is a way, through a series of small amounts of characters, to send out little messages or to post links to articles that you found interesting, or even post pictures. It's everything and also nothing. It's actually what you make of it. But how can you be good at it? And how can you know that you're good at it? If you start and you've got 0 followers, don't worry. 0 followers is where everyone starts. In the previous video, Taste It, we said just have a go and see where it leads you. People are starting Twitter accounts today in the world of security, and they're, I don't know, on about 100 within a week, and maybe 1,000 within a few months. But it's not actually about how many followers you have. Of course, people will look at your account and say, okay, this person has more, this person has less. I suppose it's much more about what you do with it, because you can jump into conversations with your peers and with companies that you want to sell to or basically be associated with. What you can do in Instagram is fine, and you should keep on posting, keep those videos and pictures coming. But on Twitter, you get to reply, you get to debate. And of course, this is where people have the negative perception that, there's Twitter trolls debating everything all the time. But you get to have your say in the cybersecurity debate, or your say in what piece of executive protection equipment is relevant for today. But whereas something like your Facebook newsfeed, you don't see an awful lot of refresh, Twitter, each tweet has a life of, 10 minutes, if you're lucky. So you need to tweet early and tweet often, know which audiences are waking up when. You need to think when you're oversharing, so that relies on you being a little bit self-aware. Engage with people more than you broadcast. So don't expect people to like your posts if you're not liking any of theirs. Definitely don't do this really nasty trick, which is follow a bunch of people, they follow you in return, and then you unfollow them. Don't do that, because people notice. Also, don't employ some sort of AI automated bot machine to pump out tweets at certain times of the day. Why? Because you're not going to be there to receive any replies people make, and you're just going to look vacuous. Take advantage of the amount of characters that you've got, because if your message is short, afterwards you can put some fantastic hashtags. Think about what hashtags are trending rather than what hashtags you want to start trending, because it's easier to jump on the bandwagon. Obviously, like, we run events, so if we have the Managed Security Service San Diego, of course, we're going to want to own, well, not own, but, really use heavily MSSD, or Managed Security Services Phoenix, MSSPHX. Fine. But otherwise, look at what people are already using, because it can really boost the organic reach of your post. Organic reach basically means free. You should try and become an industry resource. You can do that whether you believe that you are an authority or not. So you can add your tuppence to different debates. You can put interesting content out there. Or if you really don't have anything like that to say, why don't you curate news in the area you're in and then repost it saying, interesting? Because actually that in itself takes a while to do. So you're saving other people time and you're coming up with great engaging redirections. But then once you've been doing it for a while, use data to make your decisions. See the trends, see what's doing very well and see what's not doing very well. If you've got a little bit of money, you could boost a particular tweet and replicate someone else's audience. That doesn't mean that you're going to steal their audience, but it gives Twitter an idea of the kind of audience you want, and then it helps you because then people might follow you. I mean, there's so many places you can go to for Twitter help and Twitter advice, but I want to reassure the security professional out there that it is for you, not just all the cyber, and hacker community who often hide behind some very unusual names, basically because they want anonymity. Fine, obviously, don't put stuff on Twitter that you wouldn't be proud of, especially in the future. But use it. It's really a massive community of people waiting to be engaged with. And you can reach out to big brands, small brands, people you'd like to get employed by, and people you want to get noticed by. And actually, it can also be a great source of intel for you. Obviously, you know that there's companies out there that scrape Twitter for lots of data. Obviously, I don't propose you put that data that they're going to want to scrape yourself, but you're a security professional, so go figure. Anyway, that's just a short look at why you should go back in time and check out Twitter again. Obviously, there are some high-profile people that tweet, and so they're keeping it really relevant, but you too can join. And as I said, if you are a Twitter aficionado, you're going to say, everything I've said is absolutely fundamental. I don't need to know it. But if you, and this is the intended message for you, are yet to engage, or you've got some sort of 10-year-old Twitter account you're not sure what to do with, fire it back up and engage. 20 words, little engagement on someone else's post will go a long way. Make sure that you give more than you get, and you'll become a figure in the industry in next to no time. That's all for this week's Weekly Marketing Thoughts. I hope you liked it, and click that thumbs up button below and click subscribe, and I'll see you soon.